My name is Tracy Fari, and I'm married to Dave Fari. We have 3 kids. This is my story about how the Real Man Revolution saved our marriage. So why is Bob's program different? Well, I feel that it really transforms the husbands. It's not a cookie cutter program. Each guy that does the work, and as they do the work, they can alter the program to fit his own situation and how it kind of fits his own life and his own problems. Like Dave and I, for example. Dave is a guy that is really big into doing the little thoughtful things, and bringing me a little coffee in the morning, or leaving me little notes on the mirror with the kids' markers, the little expo markers, things like that. Well, the program kind of brought that back out of him and reminded him that those things can't go away. They're the little things that really count and help keep a marriage alive. And that's one way that it helped transform Dave. So the title of this program that Dave completed is called Win Her Back in 8 Weeks. What did I think of that? Well, I snickered a little bit when Dave told me the title of it, because I just thought, well, 8 weeks, really? I just told you I want a divorce, and we've been together, married for 12, together for 14 years. But I was supportive once I knew he was in the program, and obviously once I found out it worked, and he really did transform, and it was amazing. I thought the title was great.
This story is a horrific story. It is also a very beautiful story in the end. My story is one like many others, like yours. You're listening. My story was that my marriage was falling apart.
The last year and a half have been rough, really, really rough. I've mentioned probably 2 or 3 times over that year and a half that I'm not happy, I don't like the way I'm being treated, and I'm thinking about divorce. It's starting to cross my mind, and it's really scaring me. One of the times he said to me, "I'm right there with you, babe, back at you." So that's where, after we took a trip to Florida in May, I think I was just at my wit's end. He had treated me very poorly multiple times on that trip. He treated my sister's family came with, and he did several things to them, treated them poorly. We got back late Sunday night. Monday night, we sat down and were talking about things. He could tell I was bothered, had a lot on my mind, and it just kind of came out that I was done and I wanted out of this. He begged and pleaded and, give me another chance. I didn't know it was this bad. Why didn't you tell me it was this serious? I just kept shaking my head and said, no, I'm done. I just feel like you took me for granted. If you didn't think that the other times were serious, why did I have to spell it out that, this is serious. You need to do something about the way you treat me. So that's just kind of where I found a place to rent, and told him, you can do what you want. You can try to change things, but I'm still going to move out.
He said, I'm begging you, honey. I'm telling you, I will change. I'll figure it out. I'll change. She said, hey, why didn't you do it before, Dave? Why not before? Why not when I cried? Why I went to bed crying to sleep at night? I told you about that. Why not that? Right? He said, I don't know, but I'm gonna. Well, she'd heard that story before. It's fallen apart for a long time. And was letting that happen. And I was talking to people, and I was, comparing my marriage to their marriage, and saying, my marriage isn't like that. I don't do that to my wife. I mean, no, we're fine. No, it's, we're just not happy, right? It's all the stories you hear.
So long story short, I decided I couldn't live like this anymore. I have one life to live. I'm not going to live it like this. I want to be happy. I'm not going to be miserable anymore. I told Dave I wanted a divorce. I'm not going to do this.
As you grow up, your parents or your grandparents see how they are and other people and how they act. You come up with these stories that are built off of other people's stories. They're a lie. You're not supposed to be unhappy when you're married. You're supposed to be happy. You started out before you had kids with your wife, right? She was my everything, and I would have never treated her the way I ended up treating her. And it's really hard to face that realization that you let your ego, you let your thoughts, your beliefs, you put yourself first. You put everything first in front of your wife.
I found a house, I rented it out. I think it was May 24th. I told him I was done, and we decided we were going to tell the kids together. We kind of rehearsed some things together about how to talk to them and what we were going to tell them. It was really hard. It was really hard to talk about what we were going to tell them, how we thought they might react. So we waited till school got done. So the school year ended on June 12th. And so it ended on June 10th. We told them on June 12th, that Saturday, so we had the weekend to talk to them, see how they took it, let them process it, maybe do something that day still as a family. And starting that Monday, I was going to stay at Mom's new place.
I want to be happy. I want my wife to be happy. I want my kids to be happy. What about you? So, I made a decision because when we came back from the trip to Florida, right? Down to Sanibel Island. It was supposed to be fun. We're in the ocean. We had a good time, seemingly a good trip. My wife and I weren't doing well before that. And she was on the brink. She told me later that she almost said she didn't want to come on the trip. She wanted to cancel the trip. She decided not to. She would have broken the kid's heart. And so we got back, and she told me the next night, Dave, I want a divorce. We were talking, and I said, what? What do you mean? Oh, yeah, right back at you. That was a snappy little crappy comment out of my mouth. I said, yeah, right back at you, babe. Just like that. We were drinking a little bit. I drank a little bit more after that. And I had all kinds of reasons why she was making a horrible decision, how this was her fault, how she steered us in this direction, not me. And it was a horrible conversation. And I said, I'm not happy. You're not happy, I'm not happy. You haven't been making me happy either, right? Right? She sent me a text while I was at work at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'll never forget it because it all shattered. She said, it's a text, just a hard way to get it. It said, I've been looking at places today online, and I'm going to go look at one, and I think I'm going to take that one. I'm going to lease it, it's blah, 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 it's here, it's da-da-da. What? And I instantly fell apart at work. I couldn't function. My world crashed. I thought, okay, we had this divorce talk last night that was horrible, right? But I thought, we've had that talk before. Well, guess what, Dave? You did have that talk before. You didn't listen.
Mom has a place, and Dad'll keep his house because it was his house to begin with. That's why Mom made this decision. We got Dad's house that was his house to begin with, and Mom moved into it, 12 years ago. And that's why Mom decided to find a place. It's not that Mom's leaving you guys, as the children, it's not your fault. And it was a really, really hard conversation to have for both of us, obviously. They, as expected, did not take it well. They were crying. It was one of the hardest days of my life by far.
Okay, guys, so this is kind of tough to talk about, right? So what we're going to talk about here is how you felt when Mom and Dad told you that we were going to get divorced.
Honestly, in my opinion, it made me feel really sad that we were no longer going to be together anymore.
Okay, Rylan, how did you feel?
It was sad, but once you start getting happier,
But so how did you feel at the time, though, when we said we were getting divorced, honey?
I was really sad.
And you kind of, you kind of didn't talk a whole lot, did you? And you guys looked pretty sad quite a bit. Were you sad quite a bit while that was first starting?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would have been a horrible thing for our life, right?
Yeah.
It was so hard seeing the pain and the heartache in their eyes when we had that talk with them. They looked so scared, like, what? What's next? What's going to happen? What's life going to be like? But we got them through it. I did up their rooms at my new house and tried to make it as comfortable as possible. But when they would come over, they, Mom, your house smells funny. My room echoes, Mom. I didn't have as much stuff there as they had at Dad's. We had this home court advantage. It sucked. My house was so lonely and quiet. I'd get up for work when they weren't there, and it was like no cat, no dog, no kids, no nothing, just me. I would just cry while I'm getting ready for work. It was just terrible.
Anyway, I started doing these things. I started reading a book. I read a book called The 5 Love Languages. I think it's a good book. I think it's a good starter, a good starting point, but it's not everything you need. There's a lot more out there. If you're not serious about this, you're not going to get anywhere. You're just going to spin your wheels. Now, if you want your wife back, you want to be happy, you want to make her happy, you want to feel like you did when you were, pre all this stuff happening, pre-children, pre the hard times in life. Oh, poor me. Life's tough. I got to work so hard. Yeah. You want to get back to that? You're going to have to work hard. So I'm here to tell this story because it's important, because you can be just like me. You can start out just like me because that's where you are now. You can finish like me. You can finish a winner. You can finish strong. You can finish being a strong leader and valuable part of your family and a good husband to your wife, and understand what that means. So I joined a program. I had saw it on the internet. It popped up on Facebook. I'd never seen it before. Again, it popped up on Facebook. This program, all of a sudden, it said Real Man Revolution, and by Bob Gerace. Bob Gerace, you're going to get to know this guy. He is going to help. People like me can help you. What you need is a coach. You can't do this alone. I'm telling you, you can't do this alone. You can pray about it all you want to. You can try, but until you fix all that crap in your head, you fix your ego problems, you fix your false stories, the beliefs that you've made up and you now just jump to every time that you get into a situation or a hard conversation or anything. I'm not just talking your wife, your friends, your work. You think about it. You think about who else this affects. It's not just her. It's your kids. It's everybody. I saw that this Real Man Revolution, and it's called Real Man Revolution, How to Win Your Wife Back in 8 Weeks. I'm a very skeptical person. I'm also tight with my money. There's also been a problem with my wife in the past. And so I said, well, it's a free webinar. I can do that. It's free, right? So, free, right? Okay. So, the next webinar was going to be in like an hour or something, and I was already up late, but I thought, I got to figure this stuff out. I I need to really just look into every option I can. I've been looking up all kinds of self-help stuff online, and that's probably why it popped up on Facebook. You know, social media is connected to everything. Anyway, so I listened to this webinar. This guy, Bob Gerace, he just set things spinning in my head. He said, you know, if you're listening to this, just like I told you, you're in a bad spot. Your wife is either on her way out the door or she's gone. And are you going to let that go? No, you're not. That's why you're here. That's why you're doing this. And so he has lots of different sides to this program. This program is spiritual. There's a spiritual side of this. But it's really about digging into your head, figuring out how you did this.
And I'll tell you what, I researched the heck out of him on the internet. Not just his program, his name. I tried to find out, is this fake? Is it false? Is this guy scamming me? What's going on? You know, and I did that all before I entered into this, the assessment and everything, because I am skeptical. And I couldn't find a dang thing. Nothing but good reviews. He's helped, over 1,000 men and couples back from the brink of divorce and everything else. So then I made them. So anyway, that ended well. I decided to enroll in the program. But how important is your marriage to you? How important is your wife to you? How important are your kids to you? How important is it that they don't grow up calling somebody else dad or somebody else mom? Somebody that could be in your house that you don't really know, and they're abusing your kids when you're not looking, physically, mentally, sexually, who knows what. That could happen. You think it can? Why don't you do a little research? See what happens in broken homes. So is this important? You got a price tag you want to put on that? I don't have a price tag on it. How much is it going to cost you to get divorced? I started the program. I stayed up late at night. I did all the homework. I did all the work. You're going to have to do work. This isn't, and don't you dare think you're going to just manipulate your way and your wife back into this. That's not what this is about. This is about change. This is about being a good husband, being a good person, being a good father, getting all that garbage out of your head, and you can do it. I'm telling you, you can do it. I can do it. You can do it. You'll be strong, and you'll do it because your family's important to you. Your wife is important to you. And I did. She's seen. I can tell you every little step of the way. I started seeing her face. I started seeing her smile, where I used to see a frown, where I used to be not happy, because I was making her unhappy. Now I started making her happy. She's seeing it. It is slowly and surely. She was, again, skeptical in the beginning. Very reserved about where she was going, how far she'd let me in, back into her life, into her heart. You messed up that heart, man. It's time to pay her back. It's time to get back to where she was with you, back to where you were with her, back to where you were with a family. And now we went from, she moved out, wouldn't let me have the time of day other than to just focus on how we were going to make this okay for our kids somehow. But you know what? It's all worth it. It's all worth it. You don't take that dick path. You go down the good path. You go down the, I want my wife back and I'm going to fight. If you fight her hard in the beginning, she may withdraw back even farther. And you won't have a chance. You do your work on yourself. You do your fighting in the weeds to start out. You work on yourself. You work on finding out what it is that you did to your marriage to break it, to break your wife. And you fix that. And you can. And I did. And my wife sees it. Sees all the little things. She sees that I care about her more than anything on this planet. And I lost it. I fell off track. I know how that happened now. You don't know right now exactly, but you're going to figure it out too. And guess what? We are now living back together. She's in the house. She doesn't use her leased property other than to keep our things. The house you have is a house. It's not a home unless you make it a home. And it's not a home without your wife and kids in it. Is it? You already probably had a taste of that. How's that feel? Guess what? We're making plans in the future as to how we're going to change. Guess what? We're in love. We're in a better spot than we have ever been. She'll tell you the same thing. And I can see it in her face. I can see it in her eyes. I can see it in her smile. And I've been happier. I'm happier as a man first. I'm happier for myself. I see colors brighter. I listen to the words in music now again. I feel like that happy guy, Dave. That happy-go-lucky guy I used to be. And she's attracted to that. I'll tell you what. There's more going on than us just being in love again. Yeah, well, I can't go into all that. But I can tell you, life on this side, this is where you want to be. And you're going to hear testimonial from her too, on her own, but not with me there. Not because she wouldn't be able to do the same thing. I just want to make sure that she has no distraction with me there. She now feels safe. She feels comfortable. She knows that I will listen to her. She knows that I take everything she says seriously. She knows that I take all of the things in the past that I didn't do, all the things that I didn't say, all the things I didn't care about. She knows that I trashed that guy. That guy, that version of Dave, he is gone. I killed him. He's gone. He'll never be back. Because I see what I did. I see what I had. And now I see what I have again. And it's better. And my children are happy. Tracy is happy. I'm happy. You can get there, man. And this program will do it for you. It's not going to do it for you by itself. You're not going to watch a couple of modules and bing, bang, boom, magic. Boo, I'm back with my wife. She's back in the house. We're not, she's not talking to those guys. And that was my problem. That could be yours. But again, you pushed her there. Whatever your circumstances are, you remember that you're responsible for what happened. You think that's not true? Yeah, maybe this program isn't for you because you're still in denial. You can be happy, my brother. I'm telling you, you can be happy. I've never been this happy. I don't even know if I was this happy pre-kids. When we were courting even. It's like we're dating. We're in love. Her heart's full. My heart's full. Her heart meter is full. My heart meter is full. It's not running on 3/4. It's not running on a quarter. It's not running on empty like yours is right now. Like mine was when I started this thing. Like hers was. So, I'm telling you. Do this. Do this program. Do the work. Again, gotta be hard. I can't say that enough. But it is so worth it. It's worth more than anything you've ever done in your life. And the change in yourself, in your wife, in your marriage, it's priceless. There's nothing in the world that can. There's no amount of money. There's no amount of things. There's no amount of anything that matches this. Nothing is this important, and you know that. Deep down, you know that, or you wouldn't be here. So, man, let's do this. You become the man again. You become the man that your wife married. Whether it was that strong guy, that fun guy, that guy that she dreamed about as a little girl. Little girl, she had dreams about this guy who was gonna treat her awesome, and she was gonna make him happy too, and she was gonna have his children and raise an awesome family. They were gonna be happy.
It was probably a couple weeks after I moved out and got moved into my house that I was renting that I saw slow changes in Dave, that he was slowly turning into the old Dave that I used to know. He would drop the kids off, and he would offer to help with something that I needed help with if I mentioned something. He was really bright and smiley, not frumpy, didn't look angry like he had been for quite a while. I could tell things were slowly changing. Something was different. I didn't know about this program he had signed up on. So he would invite me to go do something with him and the kids. They went to the Monona Fair, which was just down the road from where I was living, and he said, we're down at the fair. If you're not doing anything, why don't you come join us? I thought, well, sure, I'm not doing anything. Yeah, lonely here. You seem pleasant lately. I'll come join you guys. I know the kids would love to have me there, and I'd love to see the kids having fun. So I went down to the fair and joined them, and I could just see that he was changing, and something was different, and he was a lot more pleasant to be around. And I thought, well, anyone can change for a couple days, right? Sure. So I just took it for what it was worth and enjoyed my day and all of our day together. And you could just see the kids just glowing and beaming that Mom and Dad were together, and we're all together as a family, and we're hanging out and having fun at the fair, and it's sunny out. And so we did that. I think we had another day that he called and said, would you like to go boating today? I mean, he had the boat and I had the vehicle that towed the boat, so he couldn't do it by himself. So I said, sure, yeah, I'll go boating. That sounds like fun. Okay. So we all went boating on a different day, and that was a lot of fun. And again, I could just see he was different. Things were different, and he was treating me better, different, in a good way. So again, I'm thinking, you can change, you can put on a facade for a week, 2 weeks, a whole day while I'm with you, and then I go home and you go home to your our own places. And so I saw these subtle changes, and as he was different and changing for the better, it kind of made me feel better inside and made me happier and want to be better towards him, for lack of a better way to explain it. But it made me feel more happy to be around him and around the kids. And as time went on, he would come over and pick up the kids at my place in the morning before I had to go to work, and he would bring me a coffee from McDonald's or Starbucks. He knows my favorite kinds. So he started doing the sweet things again, like the little things that mean so much, like leaving a note on my car, getting me the coffee, writing a little note on the coffee cup, cute things like that. I started to see the happiness in him again and the shine in him again. And that's when I found out that he was doing this program with Bob, and it was working. It was really working on him, and he was really loving all the stuff that he was working on through the program, and the books that he was reading that it recommended, and just doing the work. He was changing, and it was changing the way that he reacts to things in his life, the way that he sees things, just slowing down, and just changing the way you react to each situation. It was really working, and I could see the old Dave coming back. We call him Old Dave and New Dave. And so, well, the old Dave and like the old Dave I married, like that, like happy-go-lucky, bounces right out of bed in the morning, I used to say that when he's sleeping, he sleeps with a smile on his face. He's just smiling when he's sleeping. So cute. And that Dave is back. He's back, and he luckily caught me before I filed for divorce. Because I was there. I was right there. I moved out. I rented a house. I was not going to give him another chance. He was begging and begging. I had been in therapy for a year and a half. There was no changing my mind, and somehow this program did it. It changed him. It worked. He got through his 8 weeks now. He's done. Just, I can't even say how much has changed and how much better things are now. Thanks, Bob. How long after Dave joined the program was it before I really knew that my head and my heart were back into this marriage? That's a good question. I think it was probably, I started seeing changes in him at about 2 to 3 weeks into the program. And I would say my heart and my head were fully back into it at about, definitely at 4 weeks, definitely halfway through. But we were talking, we were hanging out as a family again at 2 weeks, at a week and a half into the program. But yeah, I definitely was fully invested, and my head and my heart were back in this marriage at 4 weeks. And, another question I was asked was, what would I say to a woman at her wit's end that just is ready to give up? And her husband comes home and he's excited about Bob's program, and he says, give me another try. Let me do the program. I can change. Let me try. Let me show you I can do this. Don't leave. What would I tell her? I would tell her, give her a try. I mean, look at my testimony. Look at Dave's testimony. Look at, maybe call and talk to Dave if you can. It truly works. It's unbelievable the changes I saw in Dave, and we're on week 9 or 10 now, and the program ends at 8, so that's why I say week 9 or 10. But he's still sticking with everything that's changed in him, and he is transformed. It's affecting other areas of his life, other relationships in his life. It's helped him and his older daughter and issues they've had between each other, and the way they interact and the way they fight, things like that. They don't fight anymore. He's changed the way he reacts to different things that she would do to push his buttons. It's changed the way he drives, the way he interacts to his road rage. I mean, this program is just amazing. Give him a try.
A few days later, she started letting you stay over for a while, and started letting you stay the night, and then she started staying the night at this house, and then the next night she stayed the night at this house and started staying the night every night. So,
Rylan, what did you see between Mom and Dad happening over the weeks? So initially, right, you guys just would stay at Mom's house, or you'd stay at my house, and she didn't stay with us, but we did things together, right? Like we went, what did we do together? We went boating, right?
Milwaukee Zoo.
Milwaukee Zoo, we went together, right? The BMX, remember the parade? We all did that together, and that was a really good day, right? And it wasn't much longer after that, I think, that Mom started staying, right?
Yeah, right.
She just one night all of a sudden said she was going to stay, and then how did you guys feel when that happened?
Super happy, excited.
Yeah. And then we were kind of just doing everything together as a family, right?
Yep.
So how did you guys see, what did you see happening over those weeks when we were apart, and then all of a sudden things started changing? What started changing?
You guys being back together.
And
How did that?
You started getting her coffee in the morning, and she really enjoyed that.
And what else, like little things, what other little things were we doing, or was I doing?
You guys started hugging and holding hands again.
Yeah. When just little things that changed too, like we spent more time together, right? What about little things that we did together? Remember the mirrors?
You You wrote on the mirrors,
Oh yeah, I wrote on the mirrors, and she really enjoyed that in the morning. She'd be like, "Aw,"
and then you wrote on the window.
and then started writing on the windshield of her car, the window on the door of her car.
Just little notes and stuff, right?
And then we all wrote on the mirror in the hallway of the rental house.
Yeah. Did Mom like that?
She really enjoyed it. She sent pictures saying, "Oh, guys, so cute."
So now what's happening now?
Now we're all back together, and we'll never be like that again.
Yeah. Well, and so what other new things are happening?
You and Mom are always together more often, aren't like disagreeing with things.
Yeah. And then what else? I mean, what big changes are coming up?
That we're moving and getting a new house, and the part that you and Mom are excited about is that it'll be your house, not just your house or her house. It's both of yours.
For the first time, right? Because
Yep.
this house was mine before she moved in, right?
Right,
Now we get a chance to all do it together the right way, right?
right.
You guys excited about that?
Yeah.
So, I guess we came out all right, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Better than all right?
Yep, better all right.
You guys feel sad anymore?
No.
Do you feel confident that Mom and Dad are in a great spot now?
Yes.
Do you have anything else that you want to talk about it?
No.
Okay. Well, there you go. These are my two beautiful children, and we're all very happy that we've been able to come through such a really hard time and get to an exciting place, right?
Right.
Love you guys.
And this is the beautiful Ollie.
Ollie's happy too. So is Zumi, she's right behind Caden's head.
Oh.
All right. Well, that's it. Wish everyone luck. It's not just luck; it's a lot of hard work. Kids have seen all that, and you see the turnaround.
Yesterday was yesterday. I got my eye on all the days ahead. Yesterday was yesterday. I got my eye on all the days ahead. Heroes never stay at home. Never are they all alone. Heroes never stay at home. Never are they all alone. Hold me when it's colder. We're made for each other. In any weather, we're stronger together. Hold me when it's colder. We're made for each other. In any weather, we're stronger together. In any weather, we're stronger together. In any weather, we're stronger together. Yesterday was yesterday. I got my eye on all the days ahead. Yesterday was yesterday. I got my eye on all the days ahead. Heroes never stay at home. Never are they all alone. Heroes never stay at home. Never are they all alone. Hold me when it's colder. We're made for each other. In any weather, we're stronger together. Hold me when it's colder. We're made for each other.